Okay, so Paul's on the bag now. He's worked on all his knees. Now he's gonna spar a bit with the bag, work on his combinations, and he's gonna start to close on the bag and do his clinch series. And you'll see that when the bag moves backwards, he does his retreat step, and when he can drive the bag forwards, he either does a switch or a skip. When the bag is just static or he's holding it, he can do step and pivot. So really, he has no thought process. He doesn't have to think about it anymore. He's boxing, he's got elbows, he's got knees, he can do short kicks, and do a lot of things. But every time he closes with that bag, you're gonna see that he has a knee that does something when the bag goes forward. He has a knee for something when the bag comes backwards or in retreat. He has something when the bag doesn't allow him to do what he wants to do, or he has to hug it and hold it. He goes to the side knees, or what we call spring knees. So we have a movement for forward, we have a movement for retreat, we have a movement for static or where in control, and we have a movement for sideways. So really taking the thought process out of your bag work, the thought process out of your clinch drilling or upper body wrestling, and then the same process that you want without a lot of thinking. You want that fight IQ to have already been built in your training when it's time to go to the ring. Now, some of the things that I'll point out to Paul as he's moving on the bag is to make sure that he's on the ball of his foot as much as possible so that he can fully rotate or pivot, and that his shoulder weight is always behind the knee. A lot of people move their shoulder away from their knee strike, where your shoulder should be backing up the pressure of your knee strike. So let's go through them again, Paul, as you're moving around. I'll just call it out, and when you feel you can do it, you'll just do it. So here's Paul working on the bag. I'm gonna get him to do a forward knee motion with the bag. The bag's moving away from him. So he did a straight thrust knee, he did a skip knee, and sorry, that was a switch. No, that was a skip knee, and maybe a double switch from the front. The bag moving away, you can do a double switch. Double switch would be from the front leg, boom, boom. And I'm always telling the fighter, use your kneecap, use your kneecap. Now we have the bag in control, everything is in good condition, so we start creating angles, which is step and pivot. So you step and pivot, and boom. And again, the impact with the knee and the shoulder and the pivot, and you can see that bag gets hit much harder. Then you also have retreat, where the guy's pushing you back, or you can pull the bag backwards with you, and you learn to strike as you retreat. And that's 3 steps, which is back, raise the knee, and strike, or stamp the knee. And then lastly, you have when you're close in, you're in the crunch, off the ropes, in the corner, and you learn to get power from the spring, which is a side knee. And again, you can use the inside of the kneecap or fully turn your knee as best as your flexibility allows you in the hip to get more knee surface. And that is the Muay Thai Mayhem knee module. Thank you very much for watching. Don't run away yet, Paul. You gotta do what we do. Peace and love, strength and honor. Pow! Thank you.